So here's the problem. Property prices are rising. You want to buy it at your salary. Everyone tells you why you can't buy it. This video is not going to be about why you can't buy it. It's going to be about how you can buy it. And if you can't, what you have to do to actually get there. So here's what you need to do. You need to actually write all these chapters and your answers with me in the comments so all of us can actually learn from each other and figure out how you can actually own this home. Here's what happens in real estate.
It is not even a scam. A scam is a small word for it.
I used to cry, that we are having money in our pocket and we are not able to purchase a flat of our own choice.
The first thing you see is a newspaper ad saying almost all units are sold out. Let's suppose these are all the units and they say there are only 1 or 2 left. So the people over here just put a token money, and based on the token money, they say that the house is sold, but a token money is not actually selling. So to verify this, we went to the RERA website and looked at ads where real estate developers said that all of the units are sold and found that the units aren't sold. They're just creating, artificial scarcity.
तो वो पोजीशन मिलना ही नहीं था, कहाँ से मिलेगा? तो उसने तो बस ये एक जगह बनाया, फिर दूसरी जगह बनाया, तीसरी जगह बनाता चला गया, ये खोल दिया, वो पैसे इकट्ठे करता रहा, उसके बाद पकड़ा गया, ये जेल।
उसका ऑलरेडी 2008 से प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा था। हम लोग उसको 2010 में ये पैसा दिए थे।
हमारे नोन आदमी थे जिन्होंने फुल अमाउंट की 1-2 साल के बाद मिल
नहीं होता है। 95% आप स्ट्रेट अवे पे कर दो, डाउन पेमेंट कर दो, और 5% आप जब पोजेशन लो तब पे करते हैं। 2-3 स्कीम है ना बैंक बिल्डर्स का। तो उस स्कीम के अंदर आवर ओन कोलीग अगेन अ रिटायर्ड पर्सन, he paid 95% of the amount and
he was
living on rent for 7 years after that. पर आप सोचो ना कि यू आर पेइंग, आपने हाउसिंग लोन लिया है, बैंक का इंस्टॉलमेंट पे कर रहे हो, आपने किराए पे घर लिया है, आप उसका रेंट पे कर रहे हो, एंड यू आर अ रिटायर्ड पर्सन। जस्ट इमेजिन।
This is a study by Anarok saying lakhs of homes were delayed up to 6 years. Now I want you to think that before you make your decision for this, you have to factor in that if you're buying an under construction home, there are chances, probabilities that the project will be delayed and you just won't get your home. So this is the first thing you should be careful about. The system is such in India that it might take 60-65 months for you to get possession of a property in India. Sometimes it's not the builder, it's just the system to blame.
ऐसा क्या हो गया within 2 years, 3 years, 4 years कि why properties, those 3 BHK, same size, same amenities, same everything, have become 6 crores from 1.5 crores? What's gone up? The way property rates have gone up, especially in metros that we're sitting in. Now the properties which were 6,000, 7,000 rupees square feet today are touching 16, 17,000 within a period of a year and a half. Why? What's happened such fast in such a small period of time? The banks are happy because they're giving loans. The government is happy because they're getting taxes out of it. So the whole industry is getting serviced with that, right? End of the day, do you think the property today is worth it, what it is supposed to be? I say it's a completely inflated market.
Here is your task. Your task is to go and ask your parents or your grandparents what was their earning and what was the cost of the house that they bought or the land that they bought. Basically, take the cost of the home, let's say it's 1 crore, divided by their income yearly, let's say 10 lakhs. So you'll get a ratio called 10x. This is the price to income ratio. So if you look at this chart over here shows the price to income ratio across Indian cities. Suppose you live in Gurugram. Buying a house in your own city has a ratio of just 2.77. That's affordable. But if you try to buy in Mumbai, the ratio jumps to 7.46. Also, if you see Mumbai to Delhi all the way to Calcutta, this is the EMI to income ratio. So if your income is 116 someone is spending on just EMIs. That's crazy. And the lowest I can see over here is 41%. Even that's high. How can you be spending 41% on your EMI? What will happen to emergencies and general expenses? But if you look at this, you'll see that EMI to income ratios range between 41% all the way to 116%. This means we're chasing a race and playing a game we just can't win.
there's nobody gonna come and talk about it altogether.
A lot of people ask you for black money.
Who have all through their life earned money in white have to pay something in black.
Black money is interesting because both parties are incentivized. And it's like a black hole. Someone who has black money wants to spend that black money where black money is accepted, which is real estate in many, many cases. So they want to actually use their undeclared income to buy a home. The seller also wants to do it because he doesn't get to pay tax. In both cases, the person who has black money is incentivized and so is the other party. And that's why it's a little tough to get rid of.
In NCR, I noticed it's an option. In Tier 2 cities, it's a necessity. They always, the registry cost is what they can save on, right? That comes when you are dealing in crores, that counts to a big number now. And if you are not ready to give it, it's a hurdle for you.
Service class people like us, middle class people like us, who have all through their life earned money in white, have to pay something in black. आप अपने अकाउंट से पैसा निकाल के, जो कि वाइट है, आप अपने अकाउंट से पैसा निकाल के ब्लैक में पैसा देंगे किसी को.
यही होता है. अपना वाइट
उल्टा है, यहाँ वाइट से ब्लैक हो रहा है.
So people who are earning a salary are actually paying an honesty premium because they're at a disadvantage. Because they are paying full taxes, they're paying extra money compared to people who are dishonest and didn't pay taxes. This is unfair, and unfortunately, I don't know what the solution to this is. Now, apart from prices, there's also something called the floor space index. It's by the government telling you how much you can actually construct. So an FSI of 1 means the same area of land, you can have the same area of floor space. So the higher the FSI, the taller the building. And obviously, I have a chart over here to show this to you. You can see here that Singapore, I can't even see what the number is, but Tokyo is 20. But if you look at Thane, it's 1, which is why you don't have a lot of skyscrapers there. So this begs the question, why doesn't the government just increase the FSI? So if we have taller buildings, we have more inventory, more houses, and therefore the prices will be lower, right? That's what I thought. Until some people started debating that to have higher FSI, you need to have better infrastructure. So if you have more housing in, say, South Bombay, do you have enough roads, enough parking, enough facilities, enough sewage, enough water? All of that actually needs to make sense. And also the green space. If too many people are living in an area, is it even habitable? How you can afford 50,000 rupees ke salary mein an actual home? So let's say you earn 50,000 rupees a month. And you plan to buy a 50 lakh rupee home. You've saved 5 lakhs, which by the way is less. Down payment should ideally be 20%. And you take loan at 9% interest. Your EMI comes to about 40,000 rupees. That's 80% of the monthly salary. Clearly not affordable. So we have a 2-pointer checklist. Unless you see tick marks in these check boxes, you probably can't afford that house yet. So if you earn 50,000 rupees a month, your EMI shouldn't cross 20,000 rupees, and you should have at least 10 lakh rupees in savings for making the down payment. Now, if you add stamp duty, maintenance, taxes, furnishing, and interest, the actual cost of that 50 lakh rupee home rises to about 1.2 crore rupees over 20 years. That's the financial truth. Now, the emotional truth.
See, if you buy a house, all your finances will go into one thing only. I mean, whatever savings you have, everything will go there. And in case there are challenges, you won't be able to sell it at a short notice. With other investments, you can make it. So always divide your investments. Don't keep all your eggs into one basket. Diversify yourself.
I have made 3 principles in life. Number 1, never buy under construction property. If I ever again venture into market and buy a property, it will be a ready to move in property. 2, make sure all papers are correct. So when you buy a move-in property, it will be registry day 1. It will not be a carry forward, future is bright, 3 years down the line subvention plan. And 3, never ever go by the name of the builder or the background of the builder. The bigger the name, the more chances of them goofing up with you.
When I was a kid, owning a house was a dream. Now, when I have a house, paying the whole EMI is my dream.
buying that home and entering is a great moment. But all the moments in your last 5 years, if you write down that you remember, were relationships with your friends, your parents, your family. You would also have trips you did, experiences you did, things you laughed on. Maybe you should curate those as well and not just a single asset that breaks your financial back. Baki, aapki marzi.